rolling. Appreciate you. Beautiful Sunday. Beautiful, beautiful Sunday. Sunday Fun Day is slowly approaching. I know today they going nuts out there.
Yeah.
That sun come out, boy. The sun do just something different. It don't matter what the temperature is. If the sun is out.
Sunday might be the best day in the city right now.
It's my favorite day. Definitely my favorite.
Me too, because you can get it in. You be home by like 9, 10.
And it's age appropriate, you know, for us.
Yeah,
know
facts.
Saturday nights ain't really about us no
Hell
more.
No.
But I don't know. I think just as crazy as it may sound, like I just think like the partying is going to always be a part of me. Or just an aspect that I don't want to let go. Not that I fully entertain it, all the time, but I don't never want to get to the point to where I feel like I'm like the club is beneath me, or being out and catching the vibe.
Yeah, I don't never talk down on the Reese, and then when niggas talk down, I'm like, listen, bro, look, I understand,
Shit.
I think that's the one thing I hate about our city. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, when you go to these bigger markets and bigger cities, it's, there's more things for like our age group to do. You know what I mean? We just like in Columbus, you kind of get phased out, and it make people act way older than what they really are. You know what I mean? And but also too, it's like the problem with our city is, the scene to be the same. You know what I mean? Sometimes I just want to see new people.
I was going to ask y'all, what do you think it would take to give like the city a facelift as far as like some more mature shit for us to do? You know what I mean? Like, cause like you said, like it should be options like. For the 30 and up crowd, you know what I mean, like, and it's real limited, you know what I mean, as far as what I'm looking for, because I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, I still enjoy a tad bit of the ratchet,
and I think that's the problem, Reese. I feel like when people
I don't want the super mature,
and I think that's the problem. Is like when niggas be trying to create that option for our age group, they be trying to make it too mature, and it's like, bro, listen, you gonna lose in that aspect because people in that super mature bag, they might kick it once a month. Yeah. So it's like you missing out. So then you end up falling victim into trying to cater to the young people because you trying to pay them bills. You feel what I'm saying?
At the end of the day, it's us. Like we really provided that.
Bro.
That middle
and that's
ground.
Why we get back. That's why we got to get back to it, bro. It's such a huge void, Reese. Every time I step outside, I'm like, they missing us, and niggas come to me all the time. But also too, it's I just think it's too much greed with the owners. The people that own these spaces, I understand. You got to get your money, you got to pay your bills, but you know what it is, Reese. I think we gotta, for our age group, it's like we low key got to bring bar culture back. Cause remember back in the day, like the bar, a lot of our quote unquote hood bars, low key used to move like lounges. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas would still throw some nice fits on. And
only thing about the bar settings is that most of them is size of town. You know what I mean?
And that's what I'm saying.
The demographic of people coming out. Like you may get on a popping bar, but you only running into your east side.
Right. But,
you know what I mean?
But also too is like the aesthetics of the bars. It's like a lot of our bars, they just do anything and just run them to the ground. You know what I'm saying? So I just we got to clean them up a little bit. We got to set some type of standard. Yeah. But also too, I'm like, I just be feeling like there's a lot of money that's left on the table from some of these owners because it's like they be trying to like follow suit of the quote unquote clubs and lounges, but it's just like if you don't have the aesthetics for that, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like if you got a bar and it's not even set up sexy or you can't really dress it up, then you can't be trying to sell sections and bottles. You feel what I'm saying, Blaze? So it's like, but all right. So now to get people into your bar, you got to have some type of drink specials. You got to make sure that kitchen is flowing because then you're gonna be able to create a consistent crowd. Because you're gonna know what you're gonna get. Like that's the reason why. Life wins all the time because whether you like it or not, at the end of the day, you're gonna get some good food and the drinks is hitting. You know what I'm saying? And they bar staff be working. Like
they really don't have no competition. I think the only thing that would be like equivalent to life was maybe something like China Phoenix or some shit. You know what I mean?
But That's
and
the
that's
trenches.
just a staple, in the trenches.
That's
you know what I mean? And they gonna do what they do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But outside of life,
they don't have. There's no competition.
Yeah,
there's no competition.
According to the market.
Yeah, there's no competition.
Salute to them. You know what I mean? I see every week. It's looking
it's
really
jumping.
eventful in there.
It's
every
jumping.
Week, you know what I mean?
It's jumping. You know what I mean?
I be wanting to tiptoe in there. Like last night after the fight, I contemplated, peeking up in there, but.
Yeah, I tiptoed in there Friday, and also too, Reese. Like you'll love, but it's always a reunion in there. You're gonna walk in there, you're gonna see people that you know, people that you ain't seen. And then, and what I like about it though, it's really it's our air. Like every time, you know what I mean? Like it's gonna be our air every time you step in there, and it's no, you know what I mean, Blaze. You ain't gonna feel no type of way. You ain't gonna feel like the energy bad in here. You ain't seeing niggas with shiesties on and all that. Like
I've never been.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But
you just haven't been his life.
Like, I haven't been his life.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've been in.
But the thing about it though, Blaze, is like what I like about life. I don't like to go in there late for real. I like to get in there kind of early, get in, get out.
What's early?
Did you ever peek in Buckeye Crazy? Because it's the same ownership.
Yeah. Yeah, some people don't Buckeye Crazy. I don't like it. So it's a miniature. It's a micro vision of Buckeye Crazy.
I didn't love it. I didn't love it.
You didn't love it?
Yeah,
the thing I didn't care about Buckeye Crazy because it was an old restaurant. The setup sometimes bothered me a little bit in Buckeye Crazy.
I think that's what it was. I could never get past it because I grew up literally
knowing what it was.
It
was Don
Pablo's? Was it Don Pablo's?
It was
no,
no.
Or Olive Garden.
Olive Garden. That's what it was. Olive Garden. Yeah.
I'm thinking of.
And my parents lived literally a 4-minute walk.
Right.
Shout out to Aqua.
Yeah, so you know what I mean. So I just never could get over it. And then what they having like boxing matches or something there?
No,
so that's TOT.
That's TOT.
Up north. Out east.
You know it's up north now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Where?
In the trenches.
Uptown.
Off Hudson.
I'm not doing that thing off Hudson. Shout out to Freeze and Kidda and all them over there, my guys. But I'm not doing
Trenches News is off Hudson now. I was like, ugh.
Nothing off of Hudson.
Yeah, TOT. They start doing anything when they getting ready to get up out of here.
I never liked the food at Buckeye Crazy. That's what it was.
Yeah, that Cajun purse used to go crazy. That dollar fish.
I just had
the
some
one
Grippo
Buckeye
wings
Crazy.
that was to die for Friday. I ain't gonna hold you.
I've never had great Grippo wings.
Nah, they season them babies to perfection.
Saturday's wings ain't bad either.
At Life?
Yeah, I never had their wings. I've
I went in
heard
on the Wednesday night.
I've heard they've been hit or miss.
I was a little upset. So Wednesday night they pitched the dollar wing nights. Yeah, so you think you could go up in there and go get you a 30 piece
Right.
if you feel like it? You know what I mean? $30, but I threw some drinks on there with it. Fucking bill was $100.
Yeah,
I'm like, this defeats the purpose of coming to a wing night. You know what I mean? If you still spending $100, like
Defeated if you get a bottle of water with it.
that's what I should have done. Like, pour me a Coke off the tap, like something like that. Fuck that, man. What you about to say? Yeah. We back, y'all. You know what I mean? I know, y'all missed this last week, man. Life has still been lifing. We had, a tragedy that struck the family. I'm gonna let Blaze speak a little more on it, more about it. But before we even get started, I just want to start the show off by saying rest in peace to Renee, family. She was my cousin, Blaze's aunt. Legend in the cosmetology game. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure that if you done anything with hair, anything around that field, you probably know her, or you probably know somebody that's off of one of her branches, her tree branches of what she's done in the cosmetology game. We lost her tragically Sunday morning, you know what I mean? So we put a stop to the show. That's why we wasn't here last week, you know what I mean? Our family, and not even a full year, you know what I mean? Like, what's been happening, amongst our family in the last year, it's just been a crazy roller coaster, ups and downs. So, rest in peace, you know what I mean? Condolences, again, we're all family, you know what I mean? But to everybody out there, Mayma, Smurf, Mario, Aunt, Jessica, Turk. I ran into Turk on Friday. It was so good to see Turk.
He's at the hospital?
He was at the hospital,
Okay.
yeah, Turk. Him and his wife. Blaze, I'll turn it over to you. Again, like I said, I know that was your aunt. Your mom's sister.
Yes, rest in peace to Mom Renee. It's so weird hearing Reese explain it because if you grew up with us, I didn't know that Reese's mom wasn't my aunt until I was like older.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because we operate, there's a whole generation that's all around the same age, and they all had kids around the same age, so we have these parallel generations within our family, and we just I wasn't calling Pixie by Pixie, you know what I mean? It was Aunt Pixie,
it was always Aunt Pixie,
or Aunt Vicky, and Aunt Bev and stuff
Aunt
like
Rocky.
that. So,
yeah.
but yeah, this is my mom's sister, man, very close. Aunt Renee has this thing even on Wednesday, so we got called into the hospital on Wednesday. They told her she had 2 weeks. Even then, Mom Renee always referred to me as her son. The reason why that is because I'm dark skinned, and my siblings and my mom is light, so she always would claim me. She even claimed me at the hospital on Wednesday. Very close with my aunt. She's a part of the church, and unfortunately, we buried her 24-year-old son less than a year ago. My cousin Barbara.
Yeah.
So it's just a lot going on, man. But I'm still holding strong, and I apologized last week. I knew early on. I had to chat early on, like fellas, because I was operating off an hour and a half of sleep, and I still had to give a speech at a big church. It was just a lot going on. But man, rest in peace for sure.
Yeah, for sure. We love you. Definitely gonna miss you. Yeah, man. Like, I think one thing that's gonna always stick with me with Renee, her having the beauty shops or salon. Like, I was a kid in them beauty shops every week, and I think that's part of the reason, why I am the way that I am with women, because I was always at the beauty shop, always around them every week. You know what I mean? So it was just, little things like that just always sit with me. And Renee was always somebody that whenever I would see her, everything good, Reese? You know what I mean? You need anything? Like, she was always trying to give me something. I'm like, Renee, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, please, no, you ain't got to do that. So she'll definitely be missed. We love you. You know what I mean? It's a tough loss to the family.
Legendary locations, too.
Super legendary. Right in the heart of Cleveland.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
Always around Cleveland Avenue.
Yeah. Northern Lights, she had one over there.
At one point, she was
right next to Clown Cone.
3 doors down to Clown Cone. I was a young kid. So imagine finding pennies and coins around the shop.
Right.
You just would take off running full steam ahead for Clown Cone. Like, what you mean? Don't have $1. It's lit. You know what I mean? So this we talking about 92. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so
all up and down Cleveland Avenue. She had like 3 shops on Cleveland that I can recall.
One on Hudson.
Yeah, right on Hudson.
The one over there by the pizza spot.
The one right over there by Blake, by my dad's and them. When my dad and them came up, Blake and Cleveland. Yeah, man. Like,
is that the one next to the pizza spot?
Yeah, that's right there. Yeah. Where Keith
that
used to pull
don't
up
exist
with
no
with right next to where the library is at.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love that pizza spot too.
And she had one right across from Marlon Gary, the funeral home.
Yeah.
That little spot right there. So she'll be greatly missed, man. I know she touched a lot of people's lives. You know what I mean? A lot of people will be affected by this because, like I said, when you're in that beauty and cosmetology game, like, it's almost like a mentorship program. Like, so many people that come up under you, or so many people that you see in beauty school and all that. You know what I mean? So it'll be a tough loss, man. Again, the family, we all we really got. You know what I mean? We gotta, sit together and we'll definitely get through it. Tough loss. You know what I mean? Like you said, with all of our moms being like sisters, the way that they came up, you know what I mean, and the way that they raised us all together. So hopefully this is just a moment, you know what I mean, that the family can come closer, you know what I mean, and not be on no BS, you know what I mean, because typically that tends to happen, around funeral times, you know what I mean. But praying for the family, you know what I mean, that we definitely get through these tough times. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of What We Talking About podcast. I am CEO, the veteran, perfect motherfucking attendance, 1/3 of a few things, 1/3 of the rollout boys. I had so many rollouts ready to drop on the ground this week, man.
What made you hold
I
back?
kind of just held back. Like, I wasn't feeling it. Like, I probably got at least 60 flicks on my phone. You know, I'm like, I'm about to do a little mini rollout. But
okay.
some told me to stop and chill, and I did it.
I don't know if you're 1/3 of a few things anymore.
I'm probably not. You know what I mean? Like, shout out to Trav. Like I said, I used to hold on to a lot of AKAs strictly for the sake of the show. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It was quite a few of them. That wasn't me.
Okay. There's get to your
I'm just letting him cook.
He's tripping right now.
I'm just letting him cook.
I was
man.
holding on to AKs for the sake of the show. It wasn't me.
Me, Shaggy.
I'm just letting him cook, man. You know, it's your boy Dez Arnaz. If you don't know me, 10 of your friends do.
Yes, sir.
Local nigga with a major buzz. You know, we just, you know, we here, we potting, man. We keeping this shit alive. We keeping this shit moving. You know, every week when I link up with my guys, man, I just get more and more confirmation that we have to restore the feeling for the unks, so to say, you know. Yeah, I love the, you know, I'm with Reese, man. I don't give a fuck what nobody be talking about, man. I'm gonna always touch the city. I'm gonna always touch grass with the internet's be saying. You know what I mean? I gotta get outside. I gotta get in the streets. I just like to see, but I really be doing that shit for, you know, research purposes, man. Like you know, like when I tell people this all the time. When I go to the clubs, it's different for me. Like when I go to the clubs, like I like to enjoy myself, but I'm always watching like how they move and how they operating. I'm looking at everything. Like I'm looking at the bar staff. I'm looking at the door. I'm listening to the music. I'm seeing how the people are reacting to certain records. I'm just seeing like the energy when I go into these spots, man. And you know, you know, a lot of people be complaining about what's going on, but I feel like us as consumers, you know, we could really change a lot of this. Is it, you know, if we, I feel like a lot of times we get in our own way, and what I mean by that is like niggas go to the club. I feel like a lot of times people go to the club to be negative, like. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just like I feel like a lot of people go to the spot just to shit on it, like it wasn't popping, this, that, and the third. But also too, people just don't be having fun. That's why I like to hang out with people that have fun. And what I've been noticing lately, bro, is this is why you gotta tap in with the women. You know what I mean? You get your good group of 3-4 women, and you know,
can we be honest?
Have a good vibe.
Can we be honest about something?
What's up?
Also, because I agree with everything that you're saying, but I mean, I have to highlight or point out that I still go out too to see if I still got it. Like I like to see if I'm.
Let's pot.
I like
since you going there,
I like to see if I can still shoot.
Since you're putting yourself on the cross, Reese, I'm gonna.
I just got the AKs.
I'm gonna force. Listen,
I got the AKs for the sake of the show.
And this is respectful.
He couldn't even help himself, Dez.
This is respectful. Listen, man.
Very respectful.
This is the analogy I like to apply to people. Okay. Think about it. Every year a new 2K comes out, right? All right.
I'm following.
So
I'm following.
When the 2K25 come out, the gameplay from 2K23 ain't the same.
Ain't the same.
Okay.
So you gotta update your system. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because you know the hezies and shit that was working on 2K23.
Shot meters
yeah,
different.
the game engine. They don't. You know what I mean? They don't move the same.
Functionality is the same, but it's two different games.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, I gotta, you know. Sometimes I gotta be Tommy Shepard and get out there.
I can't believe you walk down this aisle with him. I can't believe you with him. I can't believe you.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Just gotta see.
And it don't
it's
be
sport. Like,
it don't be nothing.
Like,
it don't be nothing. But also too, man. Look, niggas gotta. You know what's also messing up the scene, bro? Is niggas, bro. Niggas don't have party etiquette. Niggas don't have club etiquette, man. Like, look. You don't gotta shoot at everything. One, right? And sometimes it's cool to just do cool gestures and let it be what it's gonna be.
It's cool to send a round of drinks down there too
and keep it moving.
Like, y'all have a good time.
Like,
I saw y'all
you know
having
what
a
I'm
good
saying?
time.
Like everything don't gotta be transactional. Sometimes it's just like I'm the type of nigga I like to keep the party going. If it's one of them type of nights, let's keep it going. So like, you know,
Facts.
I can have a section full of chicks and not know one. And really not trying to get it, none of them. But, like, if we gonna party, let's party. Like, you feel what I'm saying? But I hate when niggas be on the, I ain't buying no drink for them.
That's why I still feel a way, though. Shout out to Take Control. I don't know if y'all remember that show that we had dealt with them many a times. Like, we've done many a shows.
Many episodes, lost episodes and everything.
When they threw out there and said that I give the fun boy vibes. I'm like, they rubbed me the wrong way. I didn't like how that came off. Like,
I feel you, Rick.
what you just described to me, that's what I tend to do. You know what I mean? I don't look at that as no fun boy because I'm never doing nothing under the guise of I'm trying to get something from it, or I'm hoping that no chick is ever thinking that they getting over on me, like, because it's always I'm doing this off the strength because I want to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but also too, that's kind of become like a culture thing. It's like, you know, I feel like a lot of women, you know, once the city girls and stuff came to the scene, it's like they're moving on those guys of like, fuck a nigga, run it up on them. Just, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know what I mean? I think we just need to just hit the reset button. We need to change the landscape. You feel what I'm saying? Fellas, let's get back to being players. And when I say being players, it don't gotta be on. You know what I'm saying? It's just like let's be more players. It's too rough around. It's too we being too hard on them.
Yeah.
We being too hard on them, man. You know what I'm saying? And we, you know, so that's just what I be on, man. Like everything ain't gotta have hidden agendas and moving on crazy intentions. Like I just like to have a good time.
You know like we here for a good time. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. You know
now,
what I mean?
you know what I'm saying? Now, if she want to come fuck with some of this pimping, hey. Like I didn't.
I mean, y'all niggas operating like y'all got timestamps. So I'm here to let you know that you do not.
It wasn't me. I'm just saying. I'm just hypothetically speaking.
Yeah,
you feel me? You know what I'm saying? But
always.
I'm just putting that energy out in the air. It's not necessarily me. What I'm saying. This is what I do. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, fellas, like let's loosen up a bit. It's too much thugging going on, like
way too much.
It's too, it's the serial killer music that niggas listen to. All these switchies and Glocks and.
I think if niggas would go out more with the opposite sex, if they would go out more with women, you know what I mean? Maybe it would change their outlook on what the club is really intended for. Like, cause I've never been big on the. I want to go out super deep with a whole bunch of niggas, like, cause it looks intimidating. You know what I mean? It just
nasty.
But back in the day, though, like it's just the way the cultures are different. Because we don't have a culture in Columbus that you go out with your lady.
Yeah.
In other places across the country, that's not the case.
Right.
Like, I've been places all over the country where it's like that's the normal protocol for you to go out with your lady and second, third, and it doesn't really have a lot of ageism, but we have a lot of that here.
Yeah, a lot of that here.
Yeah,
a lot of that here. But yeah, So. Hey, we can go on, but also too, we gotta hold some of these DJs accountable, bro.
All right, then. I don't know what track.
Nah, bro. Look, I just see too many niggas. I just see too many. Nah, fuck all that. Because a lot of times I be trying to see DJs trying to put it on the consumer, but it's just like. Nah, bro. Like, sometimes y'all niggas be coming in and y'all be fucking it up, bro. You know what I mean? Y'all not getting it lit, and then y'all, and then. You feel what I'm saying? But then also too, it's like niggas be coming in there poking their chest out on some like, you feel me? On elitist bag. Like, look.
Go ahead.
I don't give a fuck how much music you know. You feel what I'm saying? If the music ain't hitting, you need to go back to the drawing board. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's just that simple, bro. It's just that simple. You feel me? And
you know what? I don't know what you want right now, but
I know nothing.
Let me think, my brother. I agree with what you're saying because you'll see like a viral clip online. Like I seen one yesterday, or maybe even today. The DJ had it rocking. Like the way the people was just there having a good time. And I'm not even a partying type, but I was like, man, I wish I was there. So we do need more experiences, I think, like that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Burn. He looked like he's trying to, captivate of what
Burn's working.
Looks like.
Burn's working. Listen, I'm always gonna salute Burn because Burn's putting in his work. He didn't put in a lot of work, and he doing his thing. You feel what I'm saying? Like Burn is definitely doing his thing. I like what they last week they had
King
a rocking
David,
inside.
Shout out to King David.
King David, that's my guy.
Yeah,
that's
King
my
David.
guy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we got good DJs, but also too, I understand where some of the DJs come from. Like, yeah, we do have bad crowds where niggas just be standing around and niggas be on their phones all day. So I just think we just need to hit a reset button completely on the club party scene. and niggas just like we kind of just got to start from scratch. In a sense,
you been in Bloomberg yet? Or
I haven't stepped foot in there.
Bar?
Yeah, I haven't stepped foot in there yet. I haven't stepped foot in there. But yeah, like there's a lot of different factors with this club party shit.
So far,
huh?
I ain't really been liking what I've been seeing.
Yeah, look how small. I think it is though. I don't know. We'll see. But I heard they got like a patio in the back that's kind of lit when the sun come out. So I think I heard it's kind of got like that.
I really don't want to be in no establishment no more.
I heard it's got like that back there.
If your establishment don't serve food, like it really serves me no purpose.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest, Reese. That's where a lot of these establishments are losing that. Like not having no kitchen, it do hurt, especially on the late night. Yeah. Especially on the late night, or no, even during the day, because like period. Yeah. We want to get drunk and eat some wings, bro.
It's time.
The bare minimum. You feel me? The bare minimum.
Nice, a lot here.
Like the bare minimum. You know what I mean? And I also understand, certain spots, unfortunately the way it's set up, they can't get kitchens. Because I feel like that's one of the biggest. I feel like if New Orleans had a kitchen,
yeah,
it would be lights out.
I love the way New Orleans set up.
Shout out to Dre.
Always has.
Shout out to Dre. Shout out to Dre, man. That's my guy over there. And I know he wish he had that kitchen.
They got the food truck.
Yeah, they bring the food truck out there, but we live in Columbus, Ohio, so you can't have it out there. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I remember
this time
I tried to have the food truck for our live show. And I don't want people in and out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, because that's what it'll do.
And that's the problem. That's the problem. So look, we ain't shooting no shots, nobody. When we had these type of conversations, niggas be feeling like we shooting. We ain't. But I'm just going off the guise of this is what I see. This is what's going on. Yeah. But let's just hit the reset button. Everybody can't. Let's stop being so serious and let's have fun.
We didn't
go ahead.
Before I get to my intro, like we didn't have any backlash from last ep.
Nah, surprisingly, not. You know what I mean? I did get a couple of DMs of people laughing about it. You know what I mean? Like, but no. And I got another DM like, can you send me who's that y'all was talking about? You know what I mean? Like, so I got that. But no, huh?
Did you send it?
Absolutely, yeah. Listen, that's locked and loaded in my phone. But go ahead. Who else in the building?
Man, it's Blaze, man. Just I'm in the building, man. You know what? Last week I was like, 2 weeks ago I was like, man, I call myself the non-superstar engineer, but I still do some engineering. So
yeah, for sure.
Let me keep my
do the edits on the show every week.
Yeah, I know. I do. But man, yeah, we in the building, man. Just trying to get the people what they need, man.
Yeah, for sure. With that said, man, we're gonna get right into it. I know we got a quick out today, so we're not gonna be here too long. I know last week we was not here. A couple things that we missed out on. So I wanted to start off. I know we started off on a somber note, and I'm gonna kind of keep us here for a quick second. Valletta Wallace, Big's mom, passed away.
Did she?
Yeah.
When?
It's been
like
about 2 weeks now.
Yeah, like a week or two ago.
Yeah, they said of natural causes. They said she was actually in hospice when she passed away. Also, Roberta Flack, we lost a legend.
Man.
And then just
one of my favorites, by the way.
Yeah. Killing Me Softly. I know everybody think it's Lauryn Hill's song because she bodied it. Rightfully so. But the OG of that is definitely Roberta Flack. And last but certainly not least, as of yesterday, this news hit the timeline. Angie Stone.
Yes, did you know that was Angie Stone?
I did not know that was Angie Stone. Yeah. I was wondering where he was going with this. I did not know.
He played it before you got here, and I was like, that's Angie Stone?
Yeah, Angie Stone.
I mean, it sounds just like her.
And I know she's known for a lot more, classic tracks. But that right there, that kind of resonated with me, what Girlfriends meant to the black community. So again, condolences to Angie Stone. That was a tough loss. I kind of look at Angie Stone as like one of the pioneers of the neo soul
movement.
You know what I mean? Like, and she was one of the dope rap features. You know what I mean? Where rappers would go get her and she could throw a nice little hook on there. And I think what's her name kind of picked up and ran with it. What Angie Stone was doing, Marsha Ambrosius. You know what I mean? And they was, I think, is Angie from Philly?
I think so.
I want to say that, but don't give me the line.
Is that Sunshine?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, classic.
Can't play that one.
And famously, she got a baby with D'Angelo, right?
Yeah.
You know
She from South Carolina.
South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
South Carolina.
She
Yeah.
was cosplaying.
She had a love child. They said that's what they called it, a love child with D'Angelo.
So again, condolences to friends and family of Angie Stone and all those that we mentioned.
Confused.
Huh?
That's when D'Angelo was on fire. I was.
It was kind of confusing. Kind of confusing.
Confused.
But like I said, tough loss, man. It seemed like every fucking week is something. You know what I mean? And I guess we just at that point in life. You know what I mean? Because we in our 40s now, so. These people that was grown or, damn near grown when we was kids coming up, they get into that age. But, hers was a tragic a car accident. You know what I mean? They said that the Sprinter that she was in, she had just did a show, had got into an accident. Blaze, he flew me in and said that there was mad conspiracies going niggas just don't believe in letting motherfuckers rest in peace.
Yeah, because they were saying something because I ganked a couple months ago, she was talking about how UMG is haven't paid her royalties and shit like that. That's what I seen.
UMG is not off in Angie Stone, man.
Man,
this is again, this
she
is
made,
not a
because she had made a video.
matter.
She had made a video about it, how they've been
audition.
Yeah, she had made a video about it 3 months ago about how UMG owe her. Well, they've been holding all her royalties and other stuff, and she hasn't been getting the money from it. So
wow. Well, again, rest in peace, man, to Angie Stone, Valletta Wallace, Roberta Flack. Again, our Aunt Renee. Let's pick it up a little bit. I don't want to stay on that low.
Before you jump out of, Roberta Flack was definitely one of my favorites, man. I've sampled Roberta Flack a few times.
Yeah.
One of the most famous samples from Roberta Flack. What you know about that?
Oh, T.I.'s? Yeah.
That's Roberta Flack record. Yeah.
She got a lot of joints that people did sample, like you said. She's a legendary that really don't get enough credit, for what she meant to R&B. You know what I mean? And I think because when they go back that far, it's really only Aretha Franklin that they try to acknowledge, and maybe Shaka Khan a little bit. But Roberta Flack, she should be up there with them. You know what I mean? Is one of them ones, and she was actually before them. You know what I mean? If I'm not mistaken. But
Roberta Flack on the track and killing them softly. Who's that? Most Def?
Also, while we was away, ASAP Rocky found not guilty.
Yeah.
In his trial, nigga did a swan dive into the stands after the judge said not guilty.
Right.
That was funny. He looked goofy doing that. He jumped right into Rihanna's shit.
That nigga was not. Hey,
what's up with ASAP Rally though, man? What's up with dude?
Hey, when the clips I seen, he was looking kind of slow. In the words of
Reese. He gotta be. That's exactly what I was thinking.
In the words of Reese boy, he was looking kind of slow.
And did you see him? They ran up on him at the airport while he was about to leave.
Did they?
And he was still giving off the slow. Didn't have no cut. It's just something ain't right.
Who ran up on him? TMZ?
TMZ.
Oh, I'm about to say.
Yeah, TMZ. You know what I mean? And this lets me know that he's super slow. Is that he's still going forward with a civil suit now after all of this happened. He got him on stage and on stand and lied and everything. You know what I mean? And
he said, "That's not me. That's AI." I mean, honestly though, look, I'm gonna be honest, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Rocky got lucky, bro.
Yeah. I mean, he knew that there was gonna be a dummy being up on the stand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of people, when they offered the plea deal and the 3 months and all that, he was like, "Nah, I got too much to lose." Nigga, it's 3 months.
Right.
Just go sit down.
He got lucky, bro. I mean,
nigga,
God bless money. God bless money because his attorney. That's what you pay him for.
His defense was that I carry a fake gun,
a dummy gun.
A dummy gun, yeah.
But the sick part is this: for Relly to go back to the scene and pick up the shell cases.
Why did he do that?
He's different. That's what let me know he was slow.
I have no understanding of why.
Reese, bro. That's what I'm saying. Relly cooked himself. He picked up the shells. He was texting ASAP Eels. Yeah. ASAP Eels had a conversation about Wale. Having a conversation with Wale. He cooked himself. If he would have just never said nothing and went forward with this,
clout is a hell of a drug, man.
I think Rocky would have seen some time, but But also having Rihanna in your corner definitely helps a lot.
Hell of a drug. Clout, you know what I mean? Niggas is out here trying to get to the bag, you know, still in legal news. Sarah from making a band.
Yeah, I seen that.
Y'all
put in
$60 million lawsuit up against Puff. And part of her lawsuit was
walking to go get
the cheesecake. Like, are you fucking serious? I remember when she did making a band and she was married and it was allegations while the show was going on that she was cheating on her husband. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Now, this is not to say that Diddy didn't pop. You know what I mean? I wouldn't put it past Diddy popping her. You know what I mean? She was pretty cute back in the day.
Is she saying that he popped her?
She's saying sexually assaulted.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Which could be taken either way. You know what I mean? Like, however you want to take that. But her lawsuit, like I said, one of her key points of the lawsuit was walking to go get the cheesecake. Like, something that the whole world seen on Making a Band. Which was more so like, I want to see how hungry you are for this opportunity. At least that's how I took it back when it happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, you know, times have changed and a lot of shit that was acceptable back in the day that we look at now, you know what I mean, like, can be, I guess, taken a different way. You know what I mean? So we'll have to see. You know, I know Puff's trial is coming up, I think, in May. I don't know how this is going to be litigated, you know what I mean, but I think his criminal trial is coming up at the RICO in May.
And then with his lawyer stepping down,
that looked kind of crazy.
Yeah, that doesn't look good on his behalf.
Yeah, definitely looked kind of crazy.
I think the lawyer just stepped down because it was just like, I think he started seeing like it's about to be extremely hard to win this case.
Yeah.
It may not necessarily be shit that was presented to him. It was, you know, I just, you gotta think about it, bro. Like, all the stuff, all these documentaries and everything that's be putting in the media, like it's tough to beat something like this when you're pretty much already guilty before you even take the stand.
And I'm thinking too, with a case of, you know, this type of notoriety and this, you know, the status of Puff, of who he is, his legal team is probably getting new shit daily, and it's probably, you know, ethical. Where it's like, oh, hold up, man, like there's no way I can get up here and try to defend you knowing what I know. You know what I mean? Now, I know you're supposed to have attorney-client privilege, you know what I mean, and keep some shit to yourself, because, I mean, it's attorneys that defend murderers every day. You know what I mean? They be knowing, you know, that this person potentially did it. But I think in this instance here, you know, with this case being such a high profile, you know what I mean, and your name being tied to the person that could potentially get Puff off.
Yeah. Or lose.
Or lose. You know what I mean?
I think with this type of case, being in the legal field of it, Reese, I think it's like there's a lose-lose regardless. Because I feel like if you get out there and he beats it, then it's like you supported a rapist, you supported someone that sexually assaulted women, right? Yeah. But then you get up there and he loses, it's like, and you took on this case and you knew he did all that. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like there's a no-win. So I can see how somebody in the legal field wouldn't want to take on this case.
Yeah.
Like, because like, I don't want to be attached to it, win or lose.
Definitely makes sense. I want to bounce.
You know what I mean? Like,
I want to bounce around. Again, I know we kind of flying through things, but I wanted to get into. What's up?
I thought it. I was gonna let.
I said something crazy.
Pause.
No, nothing super crazy.
What I say?
I want to bounce around.
Review the tape.
Like it wasn't enough for me to say something. I thought
you know what it was. It was a that would have been like a Cam and Mate. You know they pause everything.
Everything.
Like,
you can't even talk around them niggas.
Yeah, they gonna say pause 50 times before they even finish the sentence.
My son, we was just on a FaceTime. Me and both of my sons trying to figure out what we was gonna eat today, and my oldest said he wanted to go to some like stuffed inside or something like that. And I looked at Chris. I'm like, you ain't. And they don't. I kept saying, Chris, you ain't pausing that. And he was like, what you talking about? And then Dre was like, ain't no Diddy moment. That's how they do.
Stuff inside is crazy.
I thought it was crazy too. They were like, nah. But it don't matter what Dre do. Christian is on his side. You know what I mean? Like, so they always against me. I wanted to get into sports, but also before we even get into sports, I did want to speak on the OSU DEI program being rolled back. You know, they put out a statement, saying that they was following Trump's orders. I think what it is that Trump has threatened
to cut
federal funding.
He's going to cut your water off. He's going to cut your water off if you keep it.
My stance was, and I could be wrong, and that's why I wanted to bring it here so I can get y'all's perspective or opinion on it. The way that I look at O State, I'm like, their football program can fund everything that goes on at that school. Like they bringing in billions. I don't think it was something that they had to do. You know what I mean? But again, like I'm not all the way versed. I understand that most public universities require public funding. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So that's not to say that the football program is going to be filtering money over here to pay for this department for that business school. You know what I mean? And all that. So I think the thing that's bothering me the most about it is that the way that Trump is like, he got a crazy team his team they fired. The way that they've positioned him to make it look like you either getting down or you gonna lay down. You know what I mean? It's all some real kiss the ring type of shit. And every order that he's signing or every statement that he's putting out there, you know what I mean? Because that was at the end of the OSU, per Trump's orders. We've decided we rolling back the DEI shit. How y'all feel about that? Like how do y'all feel about OSU coming out and following suit of that? You know what I mean? With this being so close to home, OSU being our home school.
I mean, I wasn't surprised. It just, unfortunately, this is what happens. I just don't think a lot of people really paid attention to what. I feel like before the election, he made it pretty clear what he was going to be on.
Well, he lied about the Project 2025, and that's all he's following.
That's all he is.
You know what I mean? But ignorant, a lot of people was ignorant to it and was like, nah, that ain't true. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
But go ahead.
I just think at the end of the day, I think a lot of people didn't really take into perspective like some of these things that he was saying that he wasn't going to roll out, that he is rolling out, would end up affecting them. You know what I mean? And so, because there's a lot of people that did vote for him that are out of jobs now. You feel what I'm saying? And
30 days in, so we're only 30 days in.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's just, hey, man, it's just something that, it's a long 4 years. Niggas, we're going to buckle on our seatbelts and just see how this thing plays out. I'm with you, Reese. I don't necessarily know all the ins and outs behind the scenes about what this means or what measures could have been taken to prevent this. I just, they put out the orders and people gonna follow suit. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't want their water cut off. You feel what I'm saying? So, it's just another hurdle we got to climb. Personally,
I mean, the team that he's formed,
it's crazy.
With Bezos, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, it's almost like he's handicapped the country because in some shape or form or fashion, you depend on, one of those guys. You know what I mean? And my mom, she gets so frustrated with me, you know what I mean, because she's wanting to cancel everything. It's kind of being sporadic because I'm like, Mom, you just can't uproot and be done with everything. Like, this shit is kind of like a part of our everyday lives now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, if I cut off the Amazon, like, that's going to fuck up Alexa. Like, we got to turn on all new profile, everything. Like, what do we do with all this shit that we running everything through now? You know what I mean? So, it's tough, man. And, you know what I mean? Like, I hate to see, our parents and, them being torn and about just the way that the country is looking. And, I don't know if y'all get this. Like, I get it from my mom a lot. You know what I mean? She be like, it's like y'all's generation just, y'all don't have nobody that's willing to fight for the shit like how they did back in the day, like with the marching and everything. Like, but it's like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, and I hate to, for my mom to have that, that outlook on it, you know what I mean? But it's almost like, what do we do at this point? You know what I mean? Like, on the 28th, like, for example, that economic blackout, I did it on the 28th. Did y'all participate in it? Did y'all do anything on that Friday?
I didn't know nothing about it, but I did participate because I got put onto it by the time I got to work. I didn't understand what I was participating in.
Yeah.
But, man, I don't know, man. I feel like there's so much theater. Like, I feel like Trump is the master of theater.
Facts.
I don't even know if he can do half of the stuff that he's claiming that he can do.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that some of the corporations are hiding behind him,
right,
in the threats.
Because a lot of shit still got to go through the courts to get approved.
Come on, man, you ain't just about to. I'm gonna stop sending you funding because
Right.
you didn't vote for me. Like that's not how America works.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of. I mean, what politics is based in fear, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of empire style government that we have going on. But that's all. I'm tired of looking at it like this whole thing.
So tired of it.
With the person from Ukraine.
Ukraine president, yeah.
It
I didn't like how disrespectful it was. You know what I mean? Like again, like you said, the theater of all of it is what's bothering me. Like we know that presidents been meeting with other presidents of other countries forever. You know what I mean? But now the way that Trump is making it theater and reality TV, I think that's the part that's kind of cringy about all of this shit. So, like Blaze said, I'm exhausted with all of it. You know what I mean? I'm tired of seeing it. But it's just such a part of our everyday life. You know what I mean? It's like you can't really get away from that shit. I want to get into sports. Des, I know you've been throwing some Brian clips in the chat. And Brown recently just did an interview, finally after All-Star Weekend, and this typical Brown, the Lakers is on fire right now, playing great, so he wanted to sit down with the media. And I didn't really like, Brown's approach, with this whole face of the NBA. I know this is a big topic right now, and it wasn't even Brown at first. It was, Brown, all he really did was echo what Channing Frye had came out and said. I heard Channing Frye doing an interview talking about why would somebody want to be the face of the NBA when the media is just constantly tearing them down, depicting, the negativity of their games and this, that, blah, blah, blah. Like, and, my first thought was, like, I hate to be that guy, but it's like, niggas, y'all making $300 million. Like, everything wrote about you is not going to be all positive. You know what I mean? Like, when you have a bad night, niggas is going to speak on it. If your team is stinking and the expectations was that you were supposed to be a contender, niggas is going to speak on it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, correct me if I'm wrong, like, or if y'all seen something else, I don't see too many of those, pieces that's being put out there to where somebody in the media is just vilifying or tearing down a person's character or shit that they doing off the court or off the field. Like, I don't see that as much. You know what I mean? I see Jason Whitlock was doing it here and there. You know what I mean? I don't even think Skip Bayless did it. You know what I mean? He rolled Brown's ass, you know what I mean? But it was always about the game of basketball. You know what I mean? And even, Brown's approach, like, I've never seen nothing bad about Brown, outside of the decision. You know what I mean? Like, other than that, I've never really seen the media tear Brian down for some shit that didn't have nothing to do with basketball.
Oh, okay.
And that's the way that Brian tried to position that interview that he did. Like, why would somebody want to be the face of the NBA when all y'all do is talk negative about him? Like, no. How y'all feel?
But I don't think he was just talking about it being like outside of basketball. I just think in general, like, I think we can all vouch that Brown has probably been the most scrutinized player that we've ever seen.
I think social media is such a huge.
But it became. Social media helps amplify it, but social media became the media.
But when you say scrutinize, like I know what scrutinize means, but like, we're just scrutinizing his game though, right? His basketball game, like.
I think everything that he do, from the moment that he stepped foot into the league, it was just like the clock was on. So everything that he did,
right?
Remember, there was a whole big fuss at him firing his agent and getting rich, making Rich Paul and them his team. They didn't like that. You feel me? That proved out the work.
When he did.
Yeah, that proved the work. You feel what I'm saying?
Great move.
Then, when the first time he went to the finals, and that team was ass. Like, let's be clear, that team was ass, and they got whooped on by the Spurs. You feel me? That team was ass,
Cavs
Blaze.
team? It wasn't as bad as people think.
I mean, Booby was one of the top options.
Larry Hughes and Big Z. Larry Hughes was all
Ira
defensive
Newby.
NBA. Drew Gooden. All them like they had some play. They had some role players. Eric Snow was the point guard.
Yeah.
Eric Snow's my point guard. Not happy.
Again, I mean, you got a lockdown backcourt with Eric Snow and.
I'm just saying that team was bad.
Yeah, I mean,
But I just think, that's what I'm saying. From the moment he stepped foot into the league, it's been the clock is on, right? And but even when he balled
he
out,
exceeded the expectations.
But even when he balled out, it still was always the yeah, but.
Well, see, that's
Yeah,
the thing, though.
but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what he did, it's always the yeah, but Mike. You know what I mean?
Have y'all been seeing the black dude from the NHL that's been calling out the NBA? PK. He used to play in the NHL, but now he's like an analyst.
His name is PK Subban.
PK Subban, something like that.
Nah, I ain't hear.
But his thing is that, you know, you're supposed to lead a game better for the ones coming up behind you, and it's almost like Brian. And I don't even want to focus on Brian. Like Brian, KD, and Steph, they come off as it ain't really my responsibility. You know what I mean? We great. Praise us for what we are, but I don't really. It's not. They don't get a vibe that they don't care, but they do get that vibe in the sense like the game is what it is. Like whereas Michael or even start with Magic and Larry, you know what they did to get the game to where it's at, and then Mike picking up the torch from there, and then Kobe.
But I don't feel like they didn't like pass the torch to Mike. Like Mike went
He
and
went
took
and
it.
took it. He went
You know
and
what I'm
took it,
saying?
yeah.
Like that's what. So like yeah, Magic and Larry did what they did.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And then Mike stepped into the scene, and he was getting his ass whooped. And then he finally went and
Right.
well, before that, then you had the Bad Boys Pistons. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And they wasn't
it
going
took
to
it-
market them because that
Yeah.
wasn't.
But they didn't fuck with each other like that.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? They had a lot of personal vendetta, so they didn't. It wasn't like, all right, Mike, it's your turn. It was kind of just like Mike went and took it, and they couldn't deny it. It's like, oh, we can't fuck with this nigga Mike. You feel what I'm
And
saying?
somebody came out and said it, and I agree with him. Like the face of the NBA is not something that is given to you, like you just said. That's something that you go and take, or it's just
And then
undeniable.
right, and then Mike did his thing, but then I don't feel like Mike really passed the torch to the next generation. Like,
Yeah, I mean, because it
them
was really
niggas-
supposed to be like a Kobe, Vince Carter, Iverson type of from Mike to them. You know what I mean?
and then what? And them niggas kind of just like,
Because Tim Duncan and Shaq was dominating,
Yeah.
and it's so hard to market a big man.
Right.
That's why Jokic ain't
right.
the face of the league. Because I mean, really, like, I guess I wonder why is Jason Tatum not considered the face of the league?
Bruh.
Like, he does everything right. He has the perfect
Reese,
game.
I argue with niggas every day about this, bro.
Jason Tatum is the best.
And they
player
be
in
trying
the
to
league.
shit on, and that's what I'm saying. I hate that little clip that niggas be trying to send me because they know I fuck with Tatum. That where Colin Cowherd was just like, close your eyes.
Oh,
And when you
yeah,
think, like,
I
I hate that
seen
clip,
that shit.
nigga. When you close your eyes, and when you see Tatum, what you see, an NBA champion, nigga. That's what I see. A nigga that
But
went
it's
out
almost
there.
like the NBA and the higher ups is almost like against him. Like 'cause
Yeah.
I don't understand why he's not.
Because
you know,
because
the
this is what
standard
y'all
of-
want. This is what y'all want. Y'all want a clean cut image, right? Clean cut, a nigga that go out there who do the right thing,
Plays
stay out of
every
trouble.
night. He don't.
But-
Jason Tatum don't do no load
Right.
management. He wins games.
Right.
He's averaging 30.
Why is the narrative so much on Ant Edwards and not on Tatum? I never thought about that too.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. This is what y'all say y'all want, right? But then y'all highlight so much of Ant, but then y'all get mad at the shit that Ant do. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all mad that he cussing the interviews. Y'all mad that he out here just wilding out. You feel what I'm saying?
And he keep having babies.
Right.
Jason Tatum got Deuce out there every
Yeah,
week.
you know
like-
what I'm saying? You make a good point.
And the child was LMA.
Yeah, and you make a good point, Reed, but that's what I'm saying. But he don't get no love. Him or Jaylen Brown, they don't get no. It's like they get penalized for being good. It's like damn if you do, damn if you don't. If they lose, it's like how y'all losing. If y'all win, it's like y'all supposed to win.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, though, like the initial topic was about
About Brown.
Brown, yeah, in the comments.
I want to be very clear on my take on this and my stance
up?
on this.
Okay.
Like the same way I spoke about Trump.
Mm-hmm. How you feeling about Brown right now?
Brian's the king of theater
Yeah, he is.
and controlling the narratives that, by the way, that he's lost control of. I don't think that he knows and understands that you've lost that control of that narrative that you think that you.
And I don't think Bron's aware that the NBA is trying to usher him up out of here. I don't think he's really aware of that. Like, because the Lakers is Luka's team now. I don't know if he's aware of it, but
I don't think he's aware of it.
They're hardly showing Bron. It's Luka's the marquee. That's all they talking about.
He's special too.
He is.
He's special.
He is.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, bro. It's I don't know, bro.
I hate to see Bron have to go out the way that I'm thinking he's going to go out. You know what I mean? Because he's done. He means way too much.
He's fighting for his life right now.
He is.
Like
and the Lakers are playing incredible right now.
And so is he.
Yeah.
Let me be very clear. Like, but it almost bothers me that if he got 38 and Luka got 21, I don't like it.
Because he's really out there trying to like, oh no, this is my. Luke over there like they brought me over here.
Yeah, well, since I see the trade, I said, "Oh, niggas,
I'm here for
it's the end."
Rob Pelinka's like, Luka, any minute, I'm with it. If you want to push Brown out, I'll do it.
It's the. I mean, we all said it. Since the trade happened, you called it. We all called it. Like, yeah, this is a message to Brown. Like, nigga,
it's on the fucking wall.
Nigga, it's we're about to dethrone you.
I think Brownie done been in one game since Luka's been there. Like he's been
playing much better than
one time. Yeah, I seen him
Hey,
at 24.
man, listen, man, Brown had his way for a long time.
Salute to the king. You know,
Brown
he's had
an
incredible fucking run. No, I don't think. Now they are going to be scary, but I still don't think this team will win a championship. And I'm off the OKC bandwagon. Like,
yeah,
they're not for real.
Yeah, I think was.
So is.
I think the thing with LeBron and them, they don't have enough players.
That's it.
Who?
Denver. I like Dallas a lot. Like if them three bigs come back and get healthy, I know that the thing is I don't know if it's enough time.
Who's for real though? Like out of the list of teams, like who's for real, who's not?
Out the West.
Just period.
Boston.
Boston playing in
Cleveland is for real. Listen, I know I shitted on them earlier, said like nah, but Cleveland is for real, and your Knicks like
we frauds.
I want to whip get Michael Bridges the fuck out of here. He's not doing what he's there to do.
Get OG.
And Jalen Brunson,
get OG the fuck out of here. We gave him too much money.
If y'all had Hartenstein, I think
y'all OG and Anobi, I want his face.
Yeah, we gave OG too much money.
Y'all should have kept Hartenstein.
We should have.
Because I love what he's doing with OKC.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Cat's doing this job. Cat, he's going to be first team All NBA this
Absolutely.
year.
And
Jalen Brunson kind of took a step back, but
he had to.
Because
He had to.
I know Anthony is.
You know what it is? Hartenstein,
Yeah, he is.
White Dante.
DiVincenzo. Yeah.
They was like the heart. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like we lost that. Getting rid of them too.
Is Hart playing right now?
Yeah, he's having a great year.
Yeah, Hart playing.
Okay,
but White Dante and White Dante and Hartenstein, like them niggas,
Hartenstein,
like
yeah.
We had to get rid of
Y'all
Randall.
lost the heart and soul of the defense.
Yeah, we had to get rid of Randall. I'm so glad we got rid of Randall.
Yeah, I read a Black Hartenstein, man.
I mean, it's the money.
Black.
The money.
Definitely black.
Yeah, the money. It's the.
He was like, when
We didn't want to.
people find out that I'm black, they be looking at me crazy. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm
You
watching
still
the clip
can't
like,
say nothing.
What? Is he? He is.
It was the money. We didn't want to get rid of him, but we ain't have enough money to
I feel
give
like-
OG all that money and
I
keep
feel like
him.
they give y'all a little too much grief though.
And quiet as kept, like the same way that Bron and Luka could get magical in the playoffs, Steph and Jimmy can get magical too. Like,
Yeah, Jimmy came over there. He's balling instantly.
they 9-2 since or 8-2
Balling
since
instantly.
Jimmy
He definitely
came
gave
out.
them a revamp.
Steph had 56 the other night. It's crazy what these greats is doing in his later ages. You know what I mean? Salute to technology and the advancements of it. You know what I mean? Nutrition and
Because
everything.
you don't be trying to get a king his prize, you know? Like,
Because I'm not, Des, I'm just not that impressed with what Brown is.
I don't think he
I'm
like
impressed that it's a 40-year-old doing it, but a lot of the shit that Brown do to me
you don't
is
like
so forced.
you don't like the theatrics.
I felt it's not even the theatrics. I think what it is with Reese is that he falls into the same category where Reese don't like a lot of people. Brown's kind of a bully. Like he low-key bullies the NBA.
He's been, but I think that's the. You're right, and I think that's the reason why he's catching so much flack now is that he's bullied the NBA, and he's bullied the media for so long, and now that like it's like nigga, it ain't your NBA no more,
It ain't your NBA no more.
and I feel like he's having a hard time to
Him
adjust.
not realizing it is
Yeah,
what's making it look.
I feel
so
like he's
bad.
having a hard time to adjust that. Like, yeah, you LeBron, and we appreciate your services, but your services are no longer needed.
It's
We
like
have a
they
new
done told
league.
him, like, listen, if you want to retire now, we're okay with that.
Yeah, so now he's trying to send these messages. Like, not play in the All-Star game and wait till the day of and show up in street clothes. Like, that was whack. I won't fuck with that.
A lot of people
That was whack. That was whack. But
it was only whack because he just didn't allow somebody to get that moment.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah. But he did that on purpose.
Yeah, for sure.
And this recent interview proves it. Like, that was your whole like, oh, that's what it's about. You mad at the media. You mad at the league. You feel like niggas is painting these narratives about you. So now you want to send a message like, oh, well, let's see what happens if I don't play type of thing.
And like what Stephen A. Smith been saying for the last, years, it's the fact that Brown in the camp is so sensitive when you say that he's the second greatest player of all time. Like, my nigga.
And they hate Stephen A. Because Stephen A. bring it to the light. Like, most media ain't gonna say that, but Stephen A. be bringing a lot of the behind the scenes shit to the light. Yeah. And then they be trying to say he cap, but I don't think Stephen A. be lying.
Yeah, they call cap on everything. Stephen A. Like, he don't give me that vibe that he's just gonna get on.
But that's why he be getting mad and getting on ass anymore. Like, show me that I'm lying. Hey, Stephen A. be hot. He set up Stephen A. He be, you know what I mean. So there's a love-hate relationship with Brown with a lot of niggas. You know what I'm saying. I'm gonna always give Brown his.
Me too. And that's the thing. You know what I mean. As hard as I am, because
I feel like we're not gonna be able to truly appreciate his greatness until he leaves the league.
Let it go. Let it go. That was bad. I just want to let it go.
What happened?
He said a crazy pause.
Yeah, I paused it under my breath. But now that we pause again.
I just feel like we ain't gonna be able to truly appreciate the greatness until he really leaves
until he leaves the game, and I think that might be the better move. You know what I mean? Like, he can get a lot more positive press.
Yeah, because my thing is like, what else do Brown have to prove? Right?
Nothing
at this point.
There's nothing else to prove.
At this point, I just feel like you're chasing records.
The people that got Mike number one is going to keep Mike number one. It ain't really nothing Brown can do right now that I would put him over Mike.
Yeah, like, you had an incredible prime. I know you was chasing. Everybody chases the ghost of joy when it comes to the rings. Yeah. You wasn't able to do it,
and it ain't even really.
And it's okay.
Rings, you know what I mean? But that's a whole nother show. Still in basketball.
Before you go to the next topic, you need to get out of here.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, we'll finish this up.
You gotta get out of here.
Yeah, I gotta get out of here.
Yes, sir.
Good job.
I was waiting for the topic to switch. I can be like, bro, you gotta
go. Still in basketball though, Victor Wembanyama out for the season.
Yeah.
Blood clot. I think that's the same thing that forced Chris Bosh to retire early.
Yes, it is.
Serious matter. I get it. It's like the Spurs is going through some shit because it don't look like Greg Popovich is coming back either.
It don't look like it either, Reese. I didn't know that he got caught up with blood. What you said, serious matter. My serious is trying to go crazy.
Yeah, that typically happens.
But yeah, definitely blood clots is something that, man, you gotta make sure you pay attention to. And Wembanyama is supposed to be the future of this league, so they got to make sure they protect that investment by all means. But you're right. Yeah. I don't believe that Pop's coming back.
I don't think so. And the direction of the team, the way that it's been going, and him not being around, it's almost like, Pop, go ahead and stay away. You know what I mean? We got this young nucleus here, and we want to kind of, go in a different direction.
You like Kessel?
I'm not that hip to him. You know what I mean? I hear a lot of talk about him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see San Antonio as much. I know they're trying to show him a little bit more, but I'm not fully, up to date on what this game is about. Like, what do he play, guard?
I think he's more of like a wing,
point forward or some shit.
I know he don't get a ton of minutes. I know he definitely is very productive in the minutes that he gets.
Yeah.
We never spoke about this because it's San Antonio, but De'Aaron Fox going over there, I feel like was writings on the wall for CP3 for sure.
Yeah, CP. He's one of the ones. Again, they want him out the game as well. And the fuck shit he pulled at All-Star break this is probably gonna be his last year. They gonna get him out of here.
That's typical Chris Paul, though.
Yeah, Chris Paul, like, I don't know what to think of him. Like, he's definitely a great. I don't know if I would put him. I know people try to put him top 5 point guards of all time. Like, I don't know if I could do that. Why would we put him over Russell Westbrook? Like, Russell Westbrook is killing him in everything. Assists, maybe not assists, but for sure points. He's a league MVP. You know what I mean? Like,
doing right now.
Definitely not Steph Curry. You know, Steph Curry is up there with the Magics and the Isaiah Thomases. But yeah, and even if we're gonna call James Harden a point guard, you know, I'm putting him over Chris Paul as well. So Chris Paul, like I said, you know, I mean, an incredible ball player, but just too many antics for me. And you know, the clear jumping ship, you know, just trying to get with any team that he thought was going to be the wave to get a championship, you know what I mean, and then falling flat on his face every time that he did it. Like, and a lot of it was due to him being injured, you know what I mean? So we'll see, you know what I mean? I'm excited about the NBA. It's that time, you know, once NFL gets out the way with the Super Bowl and all that, once All-Star break hits in the NBA, that's when the NBA really gets for real for me and I get locked in, you know what I mean? So this is the time. This is that final stretch.
Why the Cavs so different?
Mobley.
Evan Mobley.
His development this year has been incredible. I wasn't fully hip, you know what I mean? Like, cause he still looked raw to me, you know, when I watch him play. Like his moves is not there, but he's so much stronger, you know what I mean? And his control of the game seems a lot better from what it used to be. He used to be like one of the ones where it looked like, yeah, he can play, but he don't really know the game. You know what I mean? But now it looks like he done been in the lab. You know what I mean? So, and then on top of that, you know, Jared Allen, you know, when you got two athletic bigs like that can control the paint, it's going to be tough.
It makes up for you having very small guards.
Super small guards. And see, that's what Dame and, what's his name? The point guard that's in New Orleans now, C.J. McCollum, they never had that like what Cleveland had because that was Portland's issue. Mm-hmm. Incredible backcourt, they just too small, and you ain't got nobody in the front court that's doing nothing. You know what I mean? But
I feel like the Cavs got really good role players too, like Ty Jerome. I don't know if it's Ty Jerome, but Jerome.
They got a couple white boys over there that I just had no clue. Like, who are they?
Yeah,
it's a lot of white boys in the league this year. Period. Yeah. You know what I mean? A little too much for my liking. Right. You know what I mean? But that's just where the game is at. You know what I mean? It's just a lot of dudes in the NBA. Period that I don't know. You know what I mean? But you know, the NBA is my favorite. You know what I mean? I love it. You know, so like I said, this is that time where I lock in on it and just see what we're going to get from it. I still like a Boston-Denver finals.
Yeah, I mean, even with the game the other night, first of all, regular season is regular season. I feel like NBA basketball, playoff basketball is a totally different sport. I will say this. I mean, Drew Holiday not playing is a big deal. Yeah. Like, even if you would say Porzingis is a washed, cool. But Drew Holiday not playing is a big deal. So, though I'm happy that the Cavs was able to come out with a nice win, it's just like, and it won't mean nothing come playoff time.
I told Trav that because Trav hit me up. You know, he was liking what the Cavs is doing. And then we got to talking about Boston, and I said, you know, as good as Boston is, like, always either Porzingis or Drew Holiday is out the lineup. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know if that's going to catch up to him this year, you know what I mean, because the league is catching up to him. But Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, like, them two, like, it's almost not fair them two being on the same squad, like, because they can do so much on the court on both ends of the court. And that's what poses a threat. That's why I'll take them over everybody is because of what they can do on both ends of the court. They're elite on both sides of the court. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I don't see no other team that has that in the NBA, that caliber of a superstars that's willing to play defense at a high level like that. Yeah. I had some other shit here. I want to hold off on to it until Daz get back because I want to clown with it. I meant to tell y'all when we were here, I went to go see Captain America, the new one.
Did you? I had no interest in going to see it.
I'll bring this up too when Dez come back because I know we could clown with it, but some things you just gotta leave white.
Yeah, I mean some things just okay. I wouldn't say leave white.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say leave white, but Anthony Mackie ain't it.
He's fucking.
If you go, I mean Papa Doc, we gonna make Papa Doc Captain America.
Tupac.
Oh my God.
Tupac. Don't forget.
What was he Tupac in?
In the Biggie movie.
Was he Tupac in the Biggie movie?
Yeah.
I thought it was the.
No, you told to do that. Look like Tupac that played Tupac in the Tupac.
But I thought he did like a little cross thing where he played him in that.
No, that was
too.
Gravy that did the cross.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Gravy and shit.
Anthony Mackie just ain't it, bro.
He ain't it. You know what I mean?
It could. I feel like Captain America could be black, even though I don't want it to be. I don't need Captain America to be black.
See, the reason why Captain America really can't be black because the origin of Captain America starts back from like the 40s when they wasn't fucking with us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I get like salute to Marvel in the way that they tried to transition and pass the torch off to him. With Captain finally getting old at the end of one of the Avengers and handing the shield to him.
Endgame.
It was Endgame. Yeah, you know what I mean? But no, that's not going to work. And is he Captain America or is he the Falcon? You know what I mean? Like
He's Captain America.
He's flying around and shit. You know what I mean?
Captain
It's
America.
like...
And the series was whack. Like, they had a series that kind of started. That was whack to me.
Daredevil looked like a good series. I've seen a trailer for that. I'm kind of interested in looking into seeing that. But
it's DC, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
But yeah, this Captain America, it just wasn't it. You know what I mean? Like the movie,
Hulk being red, it's just like going on. It's a lot happening.
And it was Harrison Ford. You know, it's the story from. Did you ever see the Incredible Hulk with Ed Norton? Before Marvel really like blew up, like this was like around the time Blades was getting Wesley Snipes and Blade and all them was getting busy. They did the Incredible Hulk movie with Ed Norton. So he was the Hulk, and the General. It's the story. It's picking up from that point, from when that was the Hulk, from when he was the Hulk, and the General was trying to kill the Hulk, and they realized that he was an ally. But again, like they picked a bad story to introduce. Like it's almost like Mackie got a bad deal, even though the numbers is doing crazy. You know what I mean, and rightfully so because it's Marvel. But the storyline just wasn't like it was super dry. Like what you've seen in those trailers, that's the movie. Like Harrison Ford turning into the Red Hulk, and the way that he's able to defeat the Red Hulk. Like think about your daughter and. Like no, that Hulk was supposed to punish everything. You know what I mean? But it just wasn't it. Like it's like when they get the black people opportunities, man, they put us into these positions where it's like the reviews is gonna be bad on this shit. Like you gave us you gave us Captain America, but you gave us this weak ass script with it. You know what I mean? Like you gave us.
I feel like Marvel is struggling a bit, like with some identity. Obviously, this is more of a Trav Dave category.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I feel like they just been making some missteps. Because even Black Panther wasn't great.
Yeah, I watched part 2 the other day for the first time in a long time, and the flying mermaid, the dude that was popping in and out the water, the whole movie was underwater, damn near.
Okay, I don't think so, but I feel what you.
Yeah,
I mean, I still thought the movie was good. But
I did too.
I didn't have any interest in this Captain America movie. Like I said, I seen the series. I couldn't even get through the series. I think Marvel got spread too thin. Pause. With all the series and trying to put everything together.
Yeah, the content, they went crazy with the content, trying to keep up with, the times. And instead of just focusing on, big, giant theatrical blockbusters, they went with, let's, feed the storyline into the series. Like, I don't want to watch all these fucking series. You know what I mean? Like, I
and they're not good. And you can tell, like, the series don't have the same financial backing.
Yeah.
As the movies, so.
Salute to Anthony Mackie, man. I love seeing niggas be able to get the opportunity, to be heroes to a white fan base. But I don't know, I got a feeling that they might try to write Captain America off. But that's the thing, though. Captain America is such a staple. It's gonna be hard, you know what I mean. But now, if they go back to a white Captain America, the blacks is gonna be super upset. Like you stuck with them almost. So we'll see. I did want to talk about New York Yankees finally getting rid of a rule that they've had forever of players not being able to allow to have facial hair. You know what I mean? I think it's been a rule that they've had for like the last 40, maybe 50 years. Ever since, what's the is that George Steinberg? Yeah, the former owner, and I think his son is still the owner now. But they finally got rid of that rule, and I don't know. I guess like the new woke me. I kind of just tied that into some racist shit, like them having this no facial hair rule, like because black people, that's we rock facial hair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and it wasn't a full fledged that you had to be a butt naked. You could have a mustache, but black, like, we ain't just walking around with mustaches.
Not with the pervert
It's
mustache.
always going to be a goatee or a full fledged beard. You know what I mean? So finally, for them to incorporate that rule now, or to lift that rule, I'm like, about fucking time. You know what I mean? And the Yankees is actually my favorite MLB team. But I just felt the way about it. You know what I mean? Like, they one of the ones, like, to where nobody's going to be bigger than the program, because they're also, I think, the only team in the major leagues that don't even put the names on their jerseys.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I think they one of the ones that it's kind of like a smug attitude that they got. Like, no, we're bigger than, nobody's bigger than the actual brand of the Yankees, and that may be the case. You know what I mean? But I don't know.
I didn't know they got rid of that rule. I know it was a thing.
Yeah.
Every time they would get a free agent, that would be like one of the first questions that people would ask.
Right.
But it is ridiculous policy to keep in place for sure. Like, what do you mean? Like, so you telling me that if the freaking greatest baseball player comes to your team, you won't accept him because he got a beard? Like, get out of here.
Yeah. Also, too, I wanted to speak on food. I know we don't get into the food bag as much. I had the pleasure of going to Mastro's. I actually made it over there.
Okay.
The ambiance, incredible.
Okay.
It was dope to see a whole bunch of, people of color in there that looked like they was in, higher up positions. Steakhouses got a different vibe than a typical restaurant. It's almost like you'll have like somebody that looks like a GM maybe out there, a restaurant manager. So they make their presence felt. And there was a lot of black guys that looked like they weren't just a part of the regular staff, but they was part of upper management. So it was dope to see that. What I didn't like, and we didn't allow them to do this to us. You order shit, everything's a la carte, right? So they bringing out mad food, and they try to serve your shit to you, like, all right, you got the lobster mac and cheese, and they over there. I'm like,
this is unnecessary.
Put my shit down. I'll get it myself. Yeah. Like, I don't need all of that. So that was one thing that I didn't really care for. And like I said, we stopped them before we even let them know, like, once we put the order in, like, and we don't need you to serve us. You know what I mean? You could just set it on the table. We got it. The most expensive restaurant I've ever been to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is not even like bigger than Jeff Ruby's.
Yeah. They about on par. Maybe a little more than Jeff Ruby's.
Because I want to know what you ate. Like, pause.
Yeah, super pause. I got the salmon. Also, we had the lobster mash. We had the lobster mash, not the lobster mac and cheese, but we did the lobster mash.
How was it?
Incredible. Incredible, yeah.
Okay.
We got the regular mac and cheese, and then
risky. How was that?
It was good.
When you say good, like, what do you mean?
See, y'all know my stance on most of these steakhouses. If you've been to one, you've been to all of them. Like, they damn near all of them taste the same, to me, with the exception of Butcher and Rose. Like, I'm not impressed with Butcher and Rose at all. Like, I didn't care nothing about Butcher and Rose. Okay. But it was cool. You know what I mean? Good experience. What is dope about Mastro's is that they play live music in there. You know what I mean? It's just, the atmosphere of it is super dope. But it's also one of the ones that where, they openly, trying to keep niggas out of there. Like, no hats, no certain clothes, certain attire. They're not having it. You know what I mean? So everybody ain't got the shit, like, just because I don't dress a certain way don't mean I don't want to come spend and eat good. You know what I mean? Or, so, but that's the type of vibe that they give. And I think steakhouse is like, we've never really discussed it, but it's almost like the way that steakhouses is set up. It's like it's a thing for. It's like a secret society for like the whites. Like they would get up in there and close deals and talk business and all that. And the way that they're set up, it just feels like they really don't want niggas in here. You know what I mean? Like every steakhouse that I've been in gives that vibe to me. Like,
really?
Yeah.
I feel like it might be your wokeness. Like
maybe so. Maybe so.
I don't think that the steakhouses have that. I feel like steakhouses are built off the Instagram culture. Like it's like I haven't been inside of Mastro's yet, but I actually drove by it yesterday.
Yeah.
And I was thinking like, yeah, this got the makings of like going to the restaurant, you know, and getting the flicks off type of ordeal because the food is never great. Like you just said, right? Like I'm asking you about the mac and cheese. I know that it's not great.
Yeah.
The steak I'm worried. You said you had salmon.
Yeah, who I was with, she had I think a 12-ounce of filet. It was cool. It tasted good. You know what I mean? But I'm not the biggest of steak guys.
Yeah, you sampled.
Yeah, I definitely sampled it.
Okay. How did she like it?
She loved it.
No, I mean, how did she like it cooked? Like, meaning like.
She got it medium well.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I
All
mean? Like, you know, you can't walk up in no steakhouse and be like, let me get it well done.
Yeah.
The chef is coming from the back.
I'm leaving
like,
at the table.
Who the fuck is disrespecting me like that? But the best steak that I've had most recently was definitely at Ocean Club.
So Ocean Club got the best sides to me. You know, I've spoken about that many times on the show.
Facts, I agree. Ocean Club is still the standard to me. You know what I mean? Regardless of what all these other restaurants is doing, like the aesthetics and everything may be slightly better than the Ocean Club, but Ocean Club, when it comes to the taste, the quality, like they still number one for me. You know what I mean?
Al Gratin go crazy.
There's nothing like it at no other steakhouse.
I mean, I've tried every Al Gratin potatoes at every restaurant with the hopes of that.
Yeah.
Maybe I can find something even better, and it's just
joints over there.
Go crazy, and the tots is crazy too.
Yeah,
with the little cheese in there, like you know what I mean, go crazy.
I agree.
But I mean, it was a good time.
Good time, yeah, real good time. You know, got
Real
the flicks
crazy?
off of crazy.
Drinking a little bit.
Yeah, couple drinks. You know what I mean? Like I done got to where, you know, I'll be out at the restaurant. I'm not having as many drinks, like, because again, I'm not the biggest of a drinker with my food like that. You know what I mean? And if I am going to drink something with my food, I would want it to be semi-sweet. You know what I mean? Something that ain't just, I don't need no bitter-ass wine, and I don't need no strong-ass shot with your food. Like, that's wild.
Drinking whiskey is crazy to me.
Yeah. See, now, I will drink a whiskey in my old-fashioned. You know what I mean? But the old-fashioned got such a distinct taste to it to where it's like I can sip this and eat versus like a nigga sitting there doing shots and eating or drinking a straight, you know, 42 tequila, any type of tequila just straight with your meal. Like, you're savage. Like, your palate is all the way off. Like, that ain't my bag at all. But good time, beautiful place. Will I go back? Special occasion,
That's
you know
what it's built for.
That's all it is, you know what I mean? Like, that's never going to be... Ocean Club, like I said, that's the only steakhouse that I'll be like, nah, I just go there for dinner. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't got to be no occasion. Like, nah, let's go ahead and get there. And that's how the M was for me as well. The M was my favorite restaurant. I hate that they're no longer around.
M was special. We lost the M to COVID.
Yeah.
Maybe before that. Nah, COVID.
It was during COVID. I got, what else? I don't think nothing else here. Like, I want to wait till Des get back so we can really get into this. Oh, well, I'll do this with you. Pause. Why is J. Cole in the Big Three?
Why you want to do? Like, why?
I just want to know, like, because the more and more that I've been breaking it down or just looking into it, like, he don't sell like those guys. You know what I mean? Like, when it comes to those three, he would be third as far as music, right? Like, I guess I'm just trying to figure out, like, what put J. Cole into that class versus maybe Future or, you know, whoever. Like, how did J. Cole get into the Big Three? Why is he in the Big Three?
All right. Though I feel like you're hating, and you bring this up once a year.
I just want to know.
I think to be honest with you, I think to a certain extent, Reese, he's there by default.
Mm-hmm.
Because who else is supposed to be there? And we've already ran with this big narrative of the big three. So it's like, it's really a big two.
Right.
Right? J. Cole. I mean, what do you think album sales should be?
Because I'm going to ask you, like, what's J. Cole's biggest record? And then, like, what's his numbers look like? Like, because his numbers is nothing compared to what?
9 million worldwide.
That's his total album sales? Yeah, see, yeah, no. I'm not calling him Big Three no more. He's not part of that.
He's a part of the big three.
9 million, that's it?
That's what this website says.
That's dumb low. I'm praying that that's wrong.
He's had a number one Billboard record.
Okay, what, the Cricket Smile? What was his number one record?
I don't want to say. I don't want to say.
Who was it?
First person shooter.
With Drake.
Okay. It's Drake's record.
Yeah, right.
He's had 13 top tens.
Okay, that's impressive.
Middle Child, All My Life with Dirt, Deja Vu. My Life.
That's Dirk's record, ain't it? Oh my life. Yeah.
Yeah. ATM. Pride is the Devil. I don't know if this is Billboard. This might be hip hop. I don't think it's Billboard 100, top 100. But I feel like he's a part of the big three. Like, let me look up.
Should Future be up there and not Cole?
Well, I mean, Future probably got similar album sales.
Probably so. And maybe that's the part that's skewing everything for me because Kendrick and Drake sell so much.
But do they though? That's the question. Like, we know Drake does, but is Kendrick that far out past?
I believe so. Without
Drake, let me just keep it pushing.
Yeah, none of them were touching Drake.
He's
with
at
the
170.
170 million? Yeah. I'd say Kendrick is probably around 60, 70.
So, I mean, I don't know if this is correct or not, but this is saying 10 worldwide.
Nah. Oh, okay. I don't know.
Which I don't think that's that crazy for me.
Mm.
I think Drake's not a good battler. That's my issue with Drake.
Mm.
But I feel like J. Cole, because there's a class, Reese. Like, they have a class.
Yeah.
And out of their class, you got, obviously, Drake, Kendrick, Cole. Then you have Big Sean, Wale.
Big Sean, who put out a monster.
Freestyle.
I meant to throw the Sounds of Blackness. As long as you keep your head.
I listened to only 10 seconds. It was a fire.
Fire.
I mean, you know, I'm a Big Sean guy.
Yeah.
In that same category, you could put the sprinkling like the Wizzes and Travis Scott's and stuff like that. I would think Travis Scott would have.
Why ain't Travis Scott? You know what I mean? Like, I understand he's not the most lyrical, and I think that's part of the reason why the Big Three is a discussion like that, because on top of the incredible records that Kendrick and Drake can make, they're also super lyrical. And I think that's why Cole is being lumped in there with them, you know what I mean? Because he can do the same, you know, as far as record making and being super lyrical, but I'm just looking at, you know, the numbers and the appeals, like, why did we?
See, we live in a world that album sales is not really a thing. Because, I mean, like, Travis Scott got 8. It's just the world that we live in. Like, if we was coming up in the 90s, early 2000s, I think that there would be a lot. Yeah, because this one's saying, the same website that I keep getting these numbers from, it's saying Drake sold 42 million.
So maybe they're talking about physical sales.
Maybe, I'm not sure. So, because it's also saying 170 from Wikipedia. So I don't know. I do think Cole was part of the Big Three. I think cultural impact should be a part of the conversation. Like, when Cole is dropping, it's a big deal. You know, so I think that's a part of it.
What you think about Freddie Gibbs? Keep throwing shots at Cole.
I wasn't aware. It's irrelevant to me though if he was.
You don't think he's a honorable challenger?
No.
No.
Freddie Gibbs?
Freddie Gibbs.
Freddie Gibbs damn near underground.
He won a couple Grammys.
I don't think he's won any Grammys, but thank you for that.
He ain't won none. I thought he did.
I don't think so.
I thought that project with him, maybe he got nominated with that project with him and Alchemist.
Maybe him and Madlib, maybe?
It was one of them collab projects that he did. I thought, matter of fact, he lost to Nas. That's the year Nas won the Grammy. But Freddie Gibbs was nominated in the same category with Nas.
Yeah, he was nominated for best rap album in 2021 for his album Alfredo.
Alfredo? Is that Alchemist? Well, Alchemist. Okay, yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, he was nominated.
Well, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I said, I think rap is in a great place.
Do you?
I do. You know what I mean? Because rap is still the standard, it seems like. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people still taking their cues from rap. You know what I mean? They still setting the trends. Speaking of rap, Jim Jones, his new album just came out. I enjoyed that. Like, Jim Jones just know how to make albums. I want him to stop doing interviews. I seen him on the Breakfast Club talking about he want to fight Cam for $10 million. Like, let's get in the ring and fight. Like,
Let's not.
why, Jim? Like,
Let's not do
he
that.
also was saying he wanted to do a versus with Styles P. You know what I mean? Like,
Nope. You should leave the Locks alone. They got their own.
Got
They have too many features to ever want to be in a versus. Even though I think versus is dead.
yeah,
But
versus
yeah,
never coming back.
I mean, he can play BMF. I mean, he can play any song he featured on back in the day with the early Bad Boy albums. Like, just no.
Right, he damn near got the same catalog as Kiss.
Right.
You know what I mean?
We gonna make it. It's nothing that can beat it. Like at a versus, this is not happening.
Yeah. Jim, he's one of them ones, like, Jim don't got a lot of self-awareness. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like a one-track mind, the way that he think. Jim just so bad want to be a star, you know what I mean? And be known as Jim Jones and not Jim Jones of the Diplomats, or, you know, feeling like, you know, they trying to lure Brom to, you know, what Cam was. And I love Jim, you know what I mean? I just wish Jim would stop, you know, talking so much about certain shit. Like, just leave it alone, bro. Let the music speak for itself. It's dope to see that Jim is still active and getting busy out here 20 years later. Like, because there's so many rappers that's struggling to get music out. You know what I mean? Because, you know, most of these niggas ain't just stopped making music. It's just like, there ain't no lane for them. You know what I mean? There's no audience. And Jim still finds a way to find an audience. Right. You know what I mean? And that's what I think is super dope about Jim, is that he knows how to recreate himself and give himself a slight demand to be able to put music out. Like, because there's so many artists from back in the day that I love that don't drop a single thing because, you know, they just super cold and they've allowed themselves to get, you know, be forgotten. And Jim is not one of the ones that's going to allow himself to be forgotten. And I think that's what's dope, his hustle and his grind, keeping him alive and keeping him relevant. And even last night, him and Jewels walked out Tank at Tank's fight last night.
Yeah.
They fought in New York. Speaking of that, did you get a chance to look at that? Did you see it?
The fight? I didn't. I seen highlights though.
Yeah.
I mean, looked like Tank was having some trouble.
Definitely had some trouble. You know, that's that Baltimore, D.C. thing. You know, they both from them areas, you know, which is like bordering states.
Tri-state, right?
Yeah, yeah. So it was already a built-in rival, you know, like I said, with just the cities alone. I called it before the fight had even started. You know, I said, if Tank ain't landing them bombs, you know, I could see this dude Roach beating him. I even bet on it last night, which was wild, you know, because Lamont Roach is who he fought. He was a crazy underdog. Like, it was plus 975. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I ain't putting nothing but a couple dollars on it. They ended up paying me out because it was a draw. Yeah. You know what I mean? And, you know, so I got my money back of what I had put down on him. But I think he got robbed. You know what I mean? Because Tank, the most pivotal round was the round 9 where Tank went down and took a knee. Right. The ref didn't count it as a knockdown. Tank was allowed to say I had something in my eye. So not only did they not count it as a knockdown, they let Tank go to a corner, let his corner get up on the apron and wipe his face.
So that would have won the match. I mean, because
It
obviously
would have been a 10-8 round.
Yeah.
They actually turned around and gave that round a Tank and made it 10-9. So that's what made it a draw. You know what I mean? So it was super controversial what took place last night. It was a great fight. Tank is definitely the standard. You know, outside of Canelo, he put 19,000 in the Barclays last night. Had the second biggest gate of all time at the Barclays behind, I think, U2. You know, some shit like that. Like, so he's one of them ones, like, you know, it's an event, you know, going out to see Tank. I love seeing that he brings them out. And like I said, last night they fought in New York, not the typical Vegas site. But I do think Homeboy got robbed, Lamont Roach. And for selfish reasons, you know what I mean? Like, because if he would have won that, I would have won last night, huh?
What was the payout?
I would have it would have been $300. Okay. Yeah. But I think Tank might stay away from him, you know, if rematch, like, I don't know about that. Yeah. Might stay away from him. And it gives us an insight of what Tank would potentially look like versus a Devin Haney or a Shakur. You know
So do you think that Roach is worse than Haney and Shakur? Because I don't think
I think he's on par with them. Like, I think they're maybe a step above him. You know what I mean? Like, because part of the thing with boxing and being a prize fighter is, you know, being tested under the lights. And Shakur and Haney, they're not new to that. That was Roach's first time ever being in that type of environment. He fought in front of 20,000 last night, pay-per-view, title fight. You know, Tank walking out with Jim Jones and Jewels. You know what I mean? Like, this is, when you're not accustomed to that, like, that's part of, you know, losing the fight right there, because it's like the bright lights.
I just don't think that Shakur or Haney are any good.
Shakur is. I think Shakur is better than Haney. Of the three, I got Haney being last. You know what I mean? Especially after seeing what Garcia did to him.
Yeah.
But again, boxing is also one of them mental things that can just fuck you up. You know, before Garcia, Haney looked incredible. Same way Errol Spence looks incredible before Bud. Like, Errol Spence ain't fought since that fight.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Like, Bud really took his heart. You know, like, he ain't stepped foot back in the ring.
Dang.
And that's going on 3 years now, I think.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, so boxing is one of them. It's a tough sport, you know what I mean? But it's a sweet science. I love it. I love, you know, being able to watch a great fight. And last night, that's what we got. You know, I've never seen a majority draw. That's what they called it last night, a majority draw. So they had gave Tank one scorecard, 115, 113, and then the other two scorecards was 114, 114. So yeah, you know what I mean? I'm looking forward to it, a rematch, but I really don't think it's going to happen. But we'll see.
I think it might, though. I feel like the interest from that fight might really, you know, it's all about numbers, right?
Definitely.
Because I don't think nobody really wants to see him fight. I mean, I'm sure some people want to see him fight Haney or Shakur, but I think he would have his way with him. Pause.
Yeah. Also, too, I seen something that I thought was super dope, and I'm not. It's I guess, you know, with the explosion of NIL and transfer portal, like, these positions are starting to open up more in college. But Master P was named president of basketball operations at the University of New Orleans.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm like, that is dope. You know what I mean? Like, it looked more so like an ambassador job, you know, with him being a native of New Orleans. You know what I mean?
But that role is an ambassador role.
It's not. And that's why I was kind of thrown off by it, like, because that ain't just being the face of a program. That's really making some decisions.
It's a GM.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And
that's transfer portal, that's recruiting.
Everything.
That's everything.
Everything.
NIL,
you know?
all of the above.
Yeah, so salute to Master P. You know what I mean? I think it's dope for people to be able to get those positions. Of course, I think, you know, him being who he is and what he means in New Orleans played a major part of him getting that position. But nonetheless, you know, being able to get it and say it's yours now, like, I hope he can make the best of it. You know what I mean? I don't know. You know, I'm not all the way familiar with the University of New Orleans. I'm not certain if they're like a HBCU or if it's like just a mid-major D1, or maybe it's like a Division II. I'm not all the way certain. But again, like I think it's dope, you know, that he got that opportunity. Hopefully, you know, he can, you know, shed some light, you know, on the university and make positive things of it. Same way Dion was able to do at Jackson State, you know, Eddie George, what he did at Tennessee State, you know. They starting us off at these smaller programs, you know what I mean? It's almost like they still kind of scared to let us get to these historical programs, but the fact that we're getting them, you know, finally, I think that's dope, you know what I mean? So hopefully there'll be a lot more to come from that.
Yeah, I tried to look them up. I know they wasn't the greatest. They was 4-20. They 4-26.
So are they D1? So what I'm saying, are they even NCAA?
The conference is
Maybe like a SWAC or some shit.
It says Southland is the conference.
Southland, so yeah.
I'm not too certain, but salute anyway.
Yeah, super salute. You know what I mean? Again, hopefully he can make the best of it and get some players over there. You know, because that's really what it's all about. Like if you can get, and with basketball, if you can get 2 or 3 hoopers on your team, like you got a chance. Like, because the main goal really is to get to NCAA tournament. You know what I mean? Like, and if you can get there, you got a chance to cook. You got a chance to turn yourself into a lottery player. So yeah. That's all I got today. When Dez get back next week, we will pick up and get into some more shit. I got some real talk topics that I want us to touch on. You know, I've been exploring these topics with.
They're Division I for sure.
Huh?
They're Division I.
Oh, they did one. That's okay. Yeah. So, like I said, I got some real talk topics to get into. Some fun to have. I did want to talk about the pod trades because I was locked into the show. Like I wasn't all the way hip as to what was going on.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with?
I didn't see that episode. I'm so behind on
Yeah.
the Joe Budden podcast.
Yeah, so I finally had caught up, and they carried it over to the Patreon, like, because it got a little heated. And Joe and Ish is gold. Like, I know.
I feel like all you need really, like, you know, my thing is, I think all you need is Joe, Ish, Flip.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Yeah, I like the dynamic. And I like what Mark is doing a lot. You know,
Yeah.
I like Mark's addition.
Ian been getting a lot of hate in the community.
You say he hasn't?
He has.
Oh, he has?
I don't understand it.
Probably
But
they
I've been
probably
watching.
think he be caking to Mel a lot.
Oh,
like
does it?
anytime, you know, he takes the side or the stance of the woman, like whenever there's a lot of, you know how they be dogpiling.
Who is he?
Who, Mark?
Ian.
Who's who?
I'm talking about Ian. Ian's been getting backlash.
Which one, Dunlap or
Yeah.
Joe's manager?
Nah, Dunlap.
I don't know why.
You know, like I'm on Twitter. And
Oh, well, he started off he hit Joe like, who you traded for Dr. Umar. Joe was like, I get to get him 2 times a week and on Patreon? Joe was like, I get my Flint, Nail, Ice. He's like, as long as I got Ish with Umar. He said, I got Ish, Mark Lamont, and Umar?
Man, listen, I've been watching this, we'll wrap the show up. I've been watching this dating show with Drewski, and Umar's coming on next week.
Umar gonna be on there?
Oh my God.
He's gold. Umar's gold.
He's gold.
And I'm thinking maybe next week or in the next coming weeks, he's going to be on Joe. You know what I mean? They had to reschedule because he was supposed to be on last week.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, but he canceled. You know, but Joe's like, I can't wait to get him in here and cook his muffin about him being over in Ghana with, what's the one dude that can rap that was trying to get at Melissa Ford? Simba. You know, I guess they was over in Ghana with each other, some shit, and got their citizenship, you know, in a different country. Like, cut this shit. What is y'all doing? You know,
Shout out to Ghana, man. I do a lot of work in the Ghanaian community. Salute to them.
Dope. Speaking of Ghana, like I know Dawn, she's living over there. She's a real estate agent in
Really?
Ghana. Yeah.
Real estate's really big over there in Ghana.
Yeah, I see. She's trying to get everybody to get over there and get, you know, some land or, you know, get some actual real estate. But she said it's booming over there, you know, and it's a beautiful place, you know. Yeah. That's been a thought of mine lately. Not Ghana per se, but just what it may would look like to leave Columbus. You know what I mean? Like I think I just done got to the point to where it's like, there's so much more life out there, so much more living to do outside of Columbus. You know what I mean? And it's like, you don't want to get old and be like, I wish I would have did it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, because you can always come back if you want.
Correct.
But if you don't make the move, like, then you're just going to sit there with regret. So that's been a thought of mine. And I'll table that too for next week, but we can still have a brief discussion. Have you given that any type of thought?
For sure. And Reese, I feel like you probably is more like me when it comes to this type of thought process. In my mind, if you'd asked me 10 years ago, I'd have told you, like, it's not even up for discussion.
Right.
Like, it's not even a thing. Like, I'm going to be in Columbus forever. You know what I mean? And salute to Sarah, who just made a move herself.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, finally moved down.
Yeah. So,
What's up, sir?
yeah, for sure. It's definitely something I've thought about. I just don't know where. So, you know, I travel a decent amount, and I haven't really ran into that place where I've been like, nah, this is it for me. I love this place so much I would want to move here.
Charlotte had that effect on me a little bit. The brief time that I was there was Charlotte. Beautiful place, beautiful weather. And I think that's more so leaning into a lot more of my decision is that I think I'm kind of over winters.
Done with the winter.
I'm done with the winters. Like,
But you know, are you cool with trading in though? Because you trading one.
Right, trade one for the other,
For
but
another.
it's just a fraction of what we, experience with winter.
Right.
You know what I
so
mean?
like, for example, like a lot of people like Arizona. Well, there's
That dry ass heat though, yeah.
but their summers are their
Right.
winter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're all good in our winter, but you know what I mean. So is it going to be natural disasters that you have to trade in?
And that's the thing about what Ohio offers that a lot of these places, like, I really ain't got to worry about the natural disasters. Like, I ain't got to worry about earthquakes, tornadoes here and there, but they don't really touch down in the city.
Nah, not at
You
all.
know what I mean? They out there in the cornfield.
Yeah. No earthquakes.
None
no
of that.
hurricanes.
No hurricanes. No fucking none of that. You know what I mean? And that's why I
brick.
think we're spoiled.
A lot of brick out there.
A lot of brick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of brick. But you can turn around and get a beautiful day like today. Like looking at the sky, you would think, oh, it's 60 outside. I mean, it's cold out today, but it's still a beautiful day because the sun is out and all the snow done melted. But that's just been something that's been on my mind a little bit. Just wondering what that would look like. You know what I mean? With me having a son that turns 20 this year, you know what I mean, and him starting to find himself in the road that he or what he wants to do with his life. You know what I mean? Of course, I'm still there as, full support, but I'm more so having to focus on my youngest now. Now I wouldn't want to uproot him because, I mean, he's still only 11, but I also think that this would be the time to do it. You know what I mean? Before he get to high school, you know what I mean? Like, all right, so let's go ahead and make the move, while you still in middle school. You know what I mean? You still got opportunity and times to figure out what it is you want to be, who you want to be, and where you want to go and try to pursue it. So it's just been something that's been on my mind. You know what I mean?
My dream has always been to be a snowbird.
Say it again.
My dream has always been to be a snowbird. Like whenever,
Snowbird? What you mean?
That means whenever it get.
Oh yeah, just get up out of here.
To get up out of here, I would love to have dual residency.
Yeah.
In different parts of the country. That would be my goal because I love Columbus so much.
Yeah, I love it here. I love it here. I love the springs. I love summers here. I love falls here. You know what I mean? And I even love winter. You know what I mean? To be honest, it's just, I think I just been looking at, like, it's more out there. You know what I mean? And you not giving yourself the opportunity to explore it and to see what potentially, it's almost like we get so comfortable and we limit ourselves to just our comfort. You know what I mean? It's like, let me step up outside the box while I can. You know what I mean? Like, because at some point you're going to get to where you have to be somewhere. You know what I mean? But it's like, well, I'm, sound and, able-minded. Like, I don't know. It's just been a thought. I don't know. We're going to wrap it up. You know what I mean? It wasn't as short as I thought it was, the show today. We gave y'all a pretty decent show. Hour and 50 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, we got some nice stuff up out of that. But next week, we're going to definitely get back to cooking. Dez will be back. We should be locked in.
Y'all ain't really do what y'all supposed to do. Let's go ahead and recap the show a little bit since we're here.
What's up?
Y'all ain't really do what y'all supposed to do with that Bron conversation.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm in the chat. Okay. Whether sometimes I know probably feels like I'm not in the chat, but I'm always in the chat. And this has been a beef brewing all week long.
I don't like how Dez been switching sides. Like Dez, like he takes these different.
So what do you mean? Like, so you mean like? Are you saying like OVO Dez?
Out of nowhere, he just became a part of Clutch. Like Dez, like did you get a job with Clutch? Like what's up? You had to like share this sharp in the chat.
He's been. I think a part of it is him picking with you, but he's definitely been championing what Bron has been doing lately, and he's been back on the Drake wave as well.
Heavy.
You know, so I definitely thought that y'all was really gonna get more into it when it came to the Bron topic, but y'all let me down.
I'm gonna definitely revisit it. Like I ain't letting him off the hook that easy because he was caping for Bron a little too much for me, a little too much for my liking, and I just love like that shows the beauty and the greatness of LeBron because you can go on in a debate about him for hours, you know what I mean, whether it be good or bad, you know what I mean, and most of it is all great anyway, you know what I mean, but we'll get into it, you know what I mean. Is there any announcements, anything that we need to put out there coming up, anything pending, birthdays, anything like that?
I don't think so, man. Just continue to keep us in your prayers.
Yeah,
definitely
for sure.
Much appreciated.
For sure.
Rest in peace to my aunt Renee.
Yes, rest in peace.
Pillar,
we love you.
Pillar, we love you for sure, and to the family, man. I just love y'all in general, man.
Yeah.
We gotta do this in a better manner if we can. So, man, that's all I got, man. Reese.
I agree. Again, I echo, what he just said. To the family, we gotta stay strong. You know what I mean. I think we being tested. You know what I mean, and I think we're much stronger. We're much better as a unit, you know what I mean? So hopefully, those that do listen to this, they're able to hear that and take heed to it, you know what I mean? Again, it's tough, you know what I mean? But we at that point in life to where we got to be the one. We're the ones that people is looking to for direction, you know what I mean? And I'm lost for words, but again, like we're looked to for direction, you know what I mean? And I think we can't take that for granted, you know what I mean? That eyes is on us, and we just need to carry things the right way, you know what I mean? So we just got to stay tight, you know what I mean? Again, don't let this shit affect. I don't know. It's rough. It's rough, man. This is a tough one here. Super, super tough. Renee, we're going to miss you so much. You meant a lot to this family. You know what I mean? I hate that, that I didn't get to say everything that I would want to say because you just never know that something like this is coming. Like, you get word of it or you get wind of it, but you just don't really process it and take it all the way serious as we should, thinking that, it's going to be more time, you know what I mean? Or I'll get to say what I need to say or do what I need to do. So just don't take time for granted, man. Love on your people when you can. Praise them, give them flowers while you can, you know what I mean? Because you just never know, when somebody is not going to be here anymore. So with that said, we're going to sign out. We love y'all. Again, rest in peace to Renee. We're going to miss you dearly. And yeah, we out, man. We out. Peace.
Peace.